Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I'm working on something that I have never made before. It is an altered book junk journal, and I am doing a bee theme. That's the one I'm currently working on, and I also want to do a ladybug theme. So I have this Reader's Digest book, and it has a really nice yellow pattern on the front, and it's back black and yellow here. I am going to be covering the spine up with, and possibly part of the back with, some bee fabric, and doing more on the front, but I didn't want to do anything until I was done with the inside, because since all the pages are already in the book from being an altered book as opposed to having pages sewn in, I just don't want to mess up the cover. So I've already started this, and then I have this book here that is really nice. I love the colors. It has black and red, which will be great for a ladybug theme, and it does have the pink, but I didn't have a completely red and black Reader's Digest, and I really wanted to do this theme, and I think I can make it look really good with this. So I'll show you what I've done so far in this book, and then I'll kind of show you the steps a little bit in this book since I haven't started it. But I watched two YouTubers here on YouTube, and one was Gail Augustinelli, and then the other one I'll have to put up here because I don't remember the name of the channel, but she also watched Gail Augustinelli, so I'll link the video for Gail's video, as well as the other gal if I find that. Anyway, so I'll just show you here. I have this paper pad by Hackney and Company called Tell the Bees. It's a really nice bee collection of papers. It has flowers and bees, honeycomb. It has some gold foiling in there. So yeah, this is a really nice, and then this was just an Echo Park paper that my friend Crystal at Happy to Plan gave me. I just used this side though in it. But that's a really fun, it's by, I guess the illustration's by Hackney and Company, but this pad is from Craft Consortium, and I think I ordered it on joanns.com. If I can find it, I'll link it. So that's what I'm using. And then I have some bee fabric that I used on the inside here on the cover just to make it a little sturdier. I put that on the front and the back, and then used the paper to make pockets. I did sewing on my paper before I actually glued them in. And then also on the cover I added ribbon. And then I'll just kind of flip through what I have done so far. Here's a pocket here. I left this because I really love that page. I don't think there are any bees on there, but I just thought that was a really neat picture illustration in the book. I do have a couple, maybe I have 3 vintage bee little kids books that I pulled from. So that's what that's from. I have some napkin that I glued on there. That's a little side tuck. Here is a pocket. This is just some handmade paper that I had. Here's a pocket there. These are from one of those kids books. This is just a little mini junk journal that I made with some paper and vintage book pages, and that just slides into the belly band on the page. Here's a double pocket page, and then here I glued 2 pieces of the book pages together to make a pocket at the top, and then I did some decoration. Here's another little side pocket page. that there. I added paper in there. I did some stamping. Here's another book page that I included. I have some washi. And then this page is also a side pocket. On this, I haven't decorated these yet, but I made them 2 little individual pockets that flap. And then this is like an interesting fold page that I made. I'm going to be gluing it down. Right now it's just paper clipped, but there'll be little pockets in these areas that I can tuck things in. I just haven't worked on these yet. And then here's another page with the side tuck, and I sewed on some, I was able to sew this doily on since it was on the end of the page. And I'm going to try and sew in my typical laces and things on the sides of the page so you can see that on the outside of the book here. This is a yellow glassine bag, and I just decorated it. I glued it in. So let's see, this is a side pocket here, these are pockets here, and then it's a pocket on the side. And this is still paper clipped together because that is as far as I got in the book. So this does, since the Reader's Digest books are so thick, like there's so many pages, it took a while. These are definitely taking a lot longer than my normal junk journals, but I will have this book in my Etsy shop once I'm done with it, and you'll see full flip through of it and everything. But this is where I'm at right here. So I'm going to kind of take you through like a simple little tutorial, and I'll get you to this point, and then maybe if we have time I'll decorate a couple of the pages so you can see. So I'm going to work with this red book here, and what you need to do is, and I'm not quite sure, I think just for stability purposes you need to leave like four pages in and then start tearing pages. But what you're trying to do is you want to remove a bulk of the pages throughout the book and leave however many you want in the book to make your pockets and pages. So you just start by leaving a good amount at the front, say like 4, and then you start tearing out. I did 8 in that other book. So I left 4 at the beginning to start, and then I started tearing out 8. And if you want to use some sort of a tool, like oh, why are my words leaving me right now? You can either tear out or use a knife or a box cutter or something really light to just like kind of score so it makes it easier to rip the pages out so you don't end up with like thick areas there. So I'm just going to tear out for now until I see if I need to use some sort of a blade or something, I can tear those out. But I'm going to tear out 8 and then leave a couple in between and then tear out 8 more and just kind of do that through the whole book. So this is something that you might want to just sit down in front of the TV while you're watching a movie and just keep going. That's what I did. So let's see, I have 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then to cover up anything that happens to be in this here, if I did pretty good tearing these pages out, but there is a little lip here. I'll be whatever pocket I want this, whatever page or pocket, these two will go together, and I'll glue those together, and that will cover up that whatever's there. So for this one, I think maybe I want to make a pocket this way. So I'm just going to fold that down, and I'm going to use my paper clips. And get them out. Just going to use my paper clip and clip this together. So that will be one page. Now we'll add another page on. And you can, if you want to do a double layer page, like I'll show you for example. Let's see. Trying to find one that I had 2 layers. So like this one, there's 1, 2, and the background paper. You'll need to save 2 pages. So if I want to do that, I'll save 1 and 2, and then I'll start tearing my pages. So you kind of need to have an idea of what kind of a pocket you're going to have on your page, or what kind of a page you want. For 5, 6, 7, and 8. And something that you can do beforehand is see how many pages you have total in the book, and kind of decide how many pages you'd like at the end of your book, and then you can figure out how many pages of the book you have to tear out in between your pocket pages approximately. If you understand that at all, hopefully you do. Okay, so then this is another pocket. So I'm going to do 2 pockets going vertically. So with this, I'll fold it down, and I may go back and tear this off just to take away some of the bulk, but I'm going to fold this one down a little bit shorter. So there I have 2 pockets, so that I'll need to connect with this page. And that is covering up where I tore out all of those pages. So hopefully you're understanding all this process. It really isn't as hard as it seems or confusing as it seems. And I mean, besides there's not like a perfect formula. You can just do whatever you want as far as how many pages you want to tear out and things like that. But I know you do want to make sure you're covering up that part where you're tearing the pages out with the opposite page or whatever you're doing to make the pocket. So far I have that pocket, I have these 2 pocket pages. Now I'm going to save 1 and tear out 8 more pages. And I'm not going to go, I'm just going to do this last one here as an example. I'm not going to go through this entire book. It would take me ages to do it on camera. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so now I think I want to do a pocket on this side. So let's see, maybe I'll just make this like a pocket at the top, or I can do it on the side. So I'm just going to paper clip these two together, and then later I'll decide if I want it to be open at the top or on the side. And what I did on my other book was I used a 1-inch hole punch, and I punched out, see, like here, I punched like a half circle out the top, so you know that that's a pocket up there. And of course I'll have things stuck in it, and you know, so you can tell that way as well. So for when I go and decorate, I can do whatever I want on these 2 pages. Either just decorate them with stamps or washi tape, or add paper, make pockets, things like that, a belly band. So yeah, so that's what you do, and you just keep going. And then once you get close to the end, you kind of want to make sure it kind of works out, but when you get closer to the end, you can kind of fiddle the amount of pages that you're tearing out. So you want to just kind of count to maybe when you get to this many left in the book, and just see what makes sense as far as evening it out. I hope that is understandable. And if you go and watch Gail Augustinelli or the other channel, they have more of a complete tutorial on their channel, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyway, the next thing that I did was I went through and I used my distress ink, and I distressed all of the pages, and that took forever as well too. But I'll show you that here. I went around with my distressing on everything, and I just did that while I was sitting on the couch watching TV with my husband, and I just kept turning pages and going. So so it's not too bad, but it did take a while. So anyway, I wanted to work in this book a little bit more, and I'll continue the Ladybug book after I do this book. So anyway, let's go ahead and maybe I'll work on those 2. Well, I'll just finish off here because this needs to be glued down, this double pocket. So I've just been using tacky glue. That's just my glue of choice, but you can use 3-in-1 or art glitter glue, the bear glue, whatever that's called, whatever you like to use, or possibly a double-sided tape. So I'm going to glue that. And if you want to cover any of these, I think I'll go ahead and cover this page before I glue it down with paper. You'll want to do that, of course, before you glue anything down. So before I glue this pocket down, I'm going to add some paper in here. And let's see what I have in my scraps. I kind of go back to what I did on the pages before just to make sure I don't repeat. So I already used that. So maybe I'll go in with some flower paper, or that's not really big enough. That would be better on a full page. But I do have this flower paper that I can use. And that will be nice, I think, if we use that here. Let's see which piece will be better. Maybe, yeah, that will work, and I'll just cut it down. Let me just mark this here. Work if my pencil was out. Back it up there. And I'm kind of doing a torn look on this book, so I'm going to use my ruler and tear this. I just have an old school wooden ruler with a metal edge on it, but if you have one of those rough edged rulers, you can use that as well. Let's see where, okay, here we go. Just gonna line it up where I marked it. So it's just a slight tear, it's not like real rough. And that's already torn at the top. So I also want to add, well, that I need to mark it where I want to tear it at the angle too. So let's see. Like it there and there, because that's where my little pockets, you probably can't see it, but that's where that pocket is there, this pocket. So use my ruler again, and now I can't see where I marked it. I gotta do that again. I marked, okay, so there, and oh, that's not straight. There we go. Just need to make a bigger mark there. Okay, let's do that again. Now I can see it. Just kind of crease it first because it's a little bit harder to tear at this angle. There we go. There. I'm just going to take some distress ink. This is a vintage photo. And distress. I really only need it here because this will be covered up. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. And then I can go ahead and glue this pocket down. So I'll just put glue here. Here. And since this is where I tore my pages out, I'm going to put a little bit of glue down in there just to keep it super sturdy. This book is glued, the pages are glued to the spine. They're not sewn like a signature like we normally sew our junk journals in. So that's, yeah, that's why I'm going to put some glue in there just in case by tearing out the pages it's, you know, weakening the spine or whatever. It doesn't seem like it is, but just to be sure. So now we have the two pockets on that page. And then maybe I'll add a bumblebee there with my stamps. All right, I have a Tim Holtz stencil that is a honeycomb stencil, and I think I'll just put some of that down on this page. And then I have this stamp that I received as I was one of the raffle winners at the Great Lakes Mega Meet, and I think I'll use this stamp here and stamp that in. So yeah, this is perfect because I was working on my bead journal there, and when I won the raffle, they have little goodies that you can choose from, and then you got like a gift card to one of the vendors there, to one of the one of the vendors that was selling scrapbook stuff. So I'm gonna get this off. Wow, this is tight. Tight on the plastic. I imagine it's probably been on here for a while. Goodness. Hopefully I don't tear it. There, got it. I need to get my black ink, but first I want to add in the honeycomb. So I'll do kind of at an angle, and I have this little distress brush. I picked this up at the scrapbook convention too, and I have yellow scattered straw, yellow distress ink, and I'll just go ahead and I don't want to have this sharp line, so I'm not going to go that far to the edge. I'll just do a few of them. Just be a subtle honeycomb on the page. Well, I guess it's not real subtle, but if you're worried about this coming up, you can use some washi along the sides. So let's see what that looks like. It looks good. I'm gonna move my stencil and add a little bit more off the sides. Excuse me. Let's see here. There we go, and then I'll add a few down here as well. Okay, I think that looks good. Maybe one up here, last one. Let's see. Those two. There we go. I don't want it to just be a straight line. I kind of want to just kind of go so it's more organic, I guess. All right, now I need to grab my black ink and we'll stamp this down. It's this way, like that. All right, I have this little platform. I don't have a smaller, I have a smaller block, but it's not big enough for this, so I'm having to use this little platform to stamp it. So I'm gonna do this, but I also want to put something behind this as I'm stamping it. So I have this bigger piece from another platform thing. Another stamping platform. I have all these different platforms that I'm trying to find the one that I really like. But this works, I guess. And then I have a Memento black, tuxedo black. Oops. I'm gonna make sure this stays down. There we go. Oh, I guess I want it on that end. Okay. See, that's pretty good there. So let me put my ink on. Okay. See how that works. Oh, looks pretty good. It's kind of messed up there, but that's fine. I think that turned out really cute. All right. So we'll work on that side, and then that's probably good for today, but I think this turned out really cute. I love that. Now you could cover every single page. That's just going to add a lot of bulk to your book. So it's just depending on how many pages you removed in your book, you can adjust all that. So it's just pretty flexible. So on this side, there's another double pocket there. But I'll go ahead and decorate this before I glue any of that down. And I have this washi tape that I've been using throughout. I don't think I used it recently, so, well, I did back here, and actually need to glue that there. So I don't know if I want to use that or not. Maybe I'll do another, maybe a belly band that way with some scrapbook paper. Let's see what's on the back. Well, I don't really like that side, doesn't really match what I'm doing, so I have this. No. Maybe I'll use some of this B paper here. That would be good. Maybe that way. Okay, I will do that. Let me mark how wide I need to make it. Okay. I'm going to rip this, my width. I'm just trying to make sure it's even there. Whoops. You gotta hold it down or it's not gonna stay. That. And then let's rip this off. I'm better at ripping it from my left hand since I'm left-handed. There. I think it's pretty straight, and then it's harder to tear with the ruler when it's really close here, so I'm just gonna rip it and just kind of eyeball, making sure it's even going down. That's okay. And I'll tear this a little bit here too, even though it probably won't show, but maybe it will. And then I'll go ahead and distress this. It's very subtle. All right. I have a mess going on here. I usually clean as I go, but when I'm filming, that's another story. Okay. So I'll glue this in. Move this down here. Move that in. All right, so that's ready to go. I can put things in there. All right, so I guess that's probably a good time to stop with the explanation and the little bit of a tutorial at the beginning of this video. I don't want it to be like massively long, so I'll definitely go in and film some more decorating of pages in this book, and then maybe a video of making some embellishments to put inside the book. I started using some of the book pages to make embellishments, so I'll show you how I did that in a later video. So if you enjoyed this, and hopefully it gives you inspiration, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what kind of theme, what kind of book you're working on right now. I'd love to know that. Also, check out my videos on the Dollar Tree Summer Junk Journal Challenge that I've started. I'm at 2 videos so far. I did a haul, a shop with me, a haul. That was a together video, the first one, and then I made the cover. And the next 3rd video is going to be working on some pages, so look out for that. Subscribe and turn on your notifications so you'll know when those videos post and the videos for this journal. So anyway, leave me a comment again, whatever you want to leave, and I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.